you know, doing all that personal painting, I was doing a lot of commercial work. And the comics work actually became the most well-known out of all of it. There's a wraparound cover I did for Fables. And the wraparound covers was actually an idea I proposed to DC, because when they said that they were going to collect the trade paperbacks, and they were going to commission a new cover, I said, hey, why don't we do a wraparound and you can pay me twice as much. Luckily, they had the budget for it. And it's become a tradition to do a wraparound cover. So I was always glad that I had the balls to ask. And that was an important lesson for me, to never be afraid to ask. So doing these covers, I like to play with the topography and all the graphic elements, and mixing mediums from oil painting to watercolor in the background to the composition of the digital elements, and sneaking in clues in all the details. Like there's a little stork in her belt hinting at her impending pregnancy. These images with these covers, I try to create a layered meaning, or a layered narrative. So you see the main figure, but then as your eye goes around, you see the ladybug to the dandelions to the guy behind the grass, and then you see the frog's tongue going up. So I like a cover where you can take a longer read, but it has to have an immediate impact. So for instance, I think I hit something in this cover. I think I put those little numbers in the type to hint at. I think she had 6 or 7 babies. I'm not sure. I forget. But yeah, there are all these little clues that hint at the story. And DC was flexible enough for me to mess with everything in the type, including the UPC code. And I probably saved them some work, because I ended up doing all the credit information and all the numbering and the pricing and all that stuff. So you can see in the credits that the H's all line up and they match up with the H in his belt. And I thought it was also quite funny that I was able to paint a janitor on the cover. Meanwhile, it's like in a store with Spider-Man and Superman, and then I'm painting a janitor. But it's one of my favorite covers. Another one, just taking a really simple, subtle idea and trying to create a striking image out of it, rather than relying on a lot of Photoshop effects and trying to use bright colors and violence. And, I think sometimes it's more effective to pare back or do the contrarian thing. This is getting towards the end of my Fables run. So again, just a mix of mediums. This one is pretty late cover, and I'd done a run of very traditional covers, and this one went totally back to something digital. A lot of other details hidden here, including the stickers on the traffic posts. And there are a couple of back row covers that I liked. I did early on, but I think they still hold up. And I'm just putting in a lot of my own ideas and influences, like the tattoos, and they just told me Batgirl was supposed to beat up a bouncer, and then everything else was up to me. So including the halftone pattern in the background and turning into little pills in the back. I think the story is about happy and sad pills. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but turning the background, having the background say pop, and then putting the tattoo work in. And I stole the birds from Hokusai. Of course, I don't think your average comic reader would notice that, but I'm always trying to create the work that's most interesting for myself. There's a Green Arrow cover. I hated drawing Green Arrow, so every opportunity I had, I would shove them out of the cover, or not use the color green, because that's the worst color to work with. Yeah, so if you look at all the Green Arrow covers, I think that's probably why they eventually didn't use me. Actually, the last cover I did for Green Arrow doesn't even have Green Arrow on it. It's like a little burning child, and there's a bunch of arrows in the foreground.